And welcome to episode 32 of the Dreamhills 2 podcast. On the podcast this week, some news on the garden waste that keeps on mounting up around the Corvera Costa. Also a difficult takeoff period predicted for Corvera Airport, and also some success on the mine and waste treatment plant that was mentioned a couple of weeks ago. On to the first story here. It's the garden waste. Now, we keep on seeing this on the Dreamhills 2 Facebook page, and it's getting quite annoying really now. The garden waste that's not being either, well, it's been dumped or actually not being collected by the council themselves. What it is the uncollected garden waste and the abandoned furniture is piling up again on the streets of Corvera Costa. President of the local political party, Claro, Dr. Romain Jimenez, noted that the specific collection campaign for the summer has finished and the mountains of rubbish are back. He blamed Councillor for Refuse Collection Damaso Aparo and Coordinator for the Coast Louisa Bonet for the poor image that this creates. He admitted that much of it has been dumped by residents, but pointed out that cuttings from the parks were piling up too. The mountains of waste on the street beside the parks of POW 26 and POW 8 have not been touched for months, and the residents are very unhappy. POW 8, if you don't know, is down by the Villa Martin area. He also noted that there is a similar situation around the CDM Sports Centre, along with the inland urbanisations of La Florida, Los Almendros, Las Mismosas, which is actually the Dreamhills 2 area, Las Chismosas and Villa Martin. The Corvera Costa, he says, really needs a recycling centre where cuttings, garden waste and seaweed can be taken and treated, he said. The local police do not have enough officers to patrol and find the gardening companies which are dumping massive amounts of waste on the streets. Residents should also adhere to the law, but the council has to provide the resources. He asked the councillors for refuse collection, beaches, hiring and police to work on a joint programme to tackle the problem. He said that they should clean up the streets and fine those that break the bylaw. Now, this is happening quite a lot on especially around our urbanisation, but other urbanisations as well. It does look horrible. It looks unsightly. You get a lot of the vermin at some point will also be coming back into the area because of all the garden waste and other bits and pieces that are being left about. And some of it, as I said in that news piece there, a lot of it is people just dumping it really. It's not nice. It does make the place look a real, well, I won't say it, but a real sort of horrible crap mess. I will say it. Shit, it's horrible. It really is. So come on everybody. Yeah, if you know you're doing it, don't. It's just not right. It's not fair on everybody who lives around the urbanisation, and it's not fair on the people that rent their places. And then for people that are coming out and living in those rented accommodations, then seeing the mess about, it's really quite horrible. On to the next news piece. Corvera Airport, it still gets in the news unfortunately, as every other week it seems to be in the news. The new airport is failing to attract the same number of airlines as the Murcia San Javier, which is the old airport, which will be closing down by the end of the year, and with Corvera opening in January. The former president of the State Airport Authority, Jaime Garcia Legaz, has admitted that passenger numbers at Corvera Airport will initially be lower than at Murcia San Javier, which continues to grow despite facing imminent closure. Giving evidence to a parliamentary commission set up to investigate the construction of Corvera, Senor Garcia advised the regional authority to make the airport attractive by giving incentives to airlines to encourage them to move to Corvera. He claimed that nearly all regional governments offer such sweeteners under the guise of tourism promotion, and said they are crucial to launch routes from the airport, which is due to open at the end of this year. He also noted that Corvera will not initially rival the 1.2 million passengers a year currently recorded by Murcia San Javier. However, he pointed out that the figures are expected to improve as the airport becomes more established, He noted that he had held meetings with several airlines including Iberia, Globalia, Ryanair, EasyJet and Volitia before leaving his post following the change of government in Madrid. However, so far only the budget airlines EasyJet and Jet2 have confirmed they are offering flights from Corvera. British Airways announced last week that its summer flight from London Gatwick to Murcia San Javier will not be available at Corvera. According to the airline websites, EasyJet will operate routes from Corvera from January to Bristol, London Southend and London Gatwick. Jet2 will fly twice a week from April to Leeds Bradford and Manchester, but no flights are available from January to the end of March. Ryanair is offering flights from Murcia to 6 destinations in the UK from January and another 2 from April, but the website does not specify whether the routes are Corvera or Murcia San Javier, which is due to be closed down at the end of the year. The figures provided by Senor Garcia in his speech in the regional parliament were criticised. Now, as I've said before, only EasyJet and Jet2 of the 2 budget airlines as we know them have actually signed contracts and said that they will be going to Corvera. As I've said in that news piece there, British Airways, they are not going to go to Corvera. Ryanair, unless they get a really, really good deal from Corvera Airport, will also not go there. They just won't sign the contract. It won't be worth their money to do it. And really, as I've said before, I can't see many of the people in our region here or in our area going to Corvera Airport, as it is a little bit further inland. We still don't know about public transport, taxis or anything else about the airport at the moment. And as Alicante tends to be just as cheap now anyway, that I've found, let's see what happens, but I can't see Corvera really helping anybody in this area anyway. But let's wait and see. You never know. If Ryanair do decide to go there, then that will help it a lot. But at the moment, no confirmation of Ryanair at all going to that airport. Okay, on to the next piece of news, and this looks like a victory, actually. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it may be that the mining process, there was someone going to actually trying to do a open cast mine, if you remember, for gypsum in the San Miguel de Salinas area. Well, the Regional Environment Department in Valencia last week issued a report and highlighting that gypsum prospecting and the open cast mine project cannot legally be given the go-ahead. The report reminds the Regional Department for Industry, which has the final say, that the project has been earmarked for the area around the Sierra Escalona, and protection measures ban any damaging activities, including mining at the site. It also notes that gypsum prospecting is linked to the open cast mine project. The protection measures exist because the regional government is working to turn the Sierra Escalona into a natural park and design the ordnance plan for the natural resources of the site. And just a side issue to that, they've also now actually done all the bits and pieces to put this protection into place. Not been signed off yet, but hopefully everybody's it's going to happen because on Friday the Sierra Escalona was awarded Paisage Protegido, which specifically bans any mining activity. The report from the Regional Environment Department has been attached to the objections to the mine project submitted by San Miguel de Salinas and the Orihuela Town Halls and the residents and the environmental associations to the Regional Department for Industry. Industry department chiefs now must evaluate the objections and decide whether to give the controversial scheme the go-ahead. San Miguel de Salinas Council and the Residents Association have said that the battle will continue until the project is definitively turned down by the regional government. At the same time, they both noted that development is very positive and helps their cause. And also, apart from the mine, there was talk about a waste transfer plant also going in the area between San Miguel de Salinas and the AP7 motorway. Well, actually, now that has been rejected. According to the councillor Maria Jose Costa, the president of the Vega Baja Waste Management Area, Manuel Pineda, said in last week's meeting that the project at San Miguel de Salinas had been ruled out due to technical deficiencies, and the controversial facility will be built now in Dolores. Senora Costa said that she had asked Senor Pineda to confirm it in writing and to hand the council a copy of the civil servant's report. We need to know what kind of technical deficiencies they are to make sure the company is not looking for a different plot of land or to sort out the deficiencies, she told Costa Blanca News. We do not want this facility in San Miguel de Salinas under any circumstances. So it looks like good news there that, as I say, the mining open cast project will more than likely not go ahead. Not going to be confirmed, as I said, but likely not to go ahead because of the protection status that's now been granted to that area. So let's wait and see, but hopefully some good news on that side of it. And we'll keep on fighting as much as we can. The AP7 toll. There is a bid now to actually end the AP7 toll at La Zenia. Now, as you know, not many people use the AP7 because of the tolls there, and they use the N332. And during the summer, it gets really so busy there that it can take you a good few hours, maybe even to go from between Torrevieja and our area. Orihuela Town Hall has proposed removing the toll on the AP7 motorway at La Zenia to reduce the traffic on the busy N332 on the coast. Mayor Emilio Bascuñana sent a series of proposals to the regional government as part of the objections phase over Valencia's Unix transport project. These include turning the CV95 road from Torrevieja to Orihuela into a dual carriageway. CV95, if you don't know that's the road at the very bottom of the new buildings that are going on, but the main bottom road that goes from what we call the dartboard roundabout, where the hotel is, over to the AP7, and they are thinking about making that into a dual carriageway. Also, Orihuela's proposals are divided into three areas: road, transport, railway and sustainable mobility, and cover the whole municipality as well as other areas of the Vega Baja. Councillor for the Infrastructure, Juan Ignacio Lopez, pointed out that removing the toll at La Zenia would lead to less pollution and less traffic on the N332, which crosses Orihuela Costa. The council has also proposed building a railway alongside the CV95 road to link to the city of San Miguel de Salinas and the coast. A railway? I'm not sure about that one, but we'll see if that happens at all. Also, Senor Lopez said that they have also asked for a bus service to Vega Baja Hospital and the construction of a pedestrian and cycle lane from Orihuela City to Murcia. The councils also asked for the AVE high-speed train to stop at Orihuela and for the Murcia to Orihuela Alicante commuter railway to be improved. The mayor claimed that the Valencia government launched its region-wide transport shake-up without asking the town hall for its input, so they have had to put forward their proposals during the objections phase of the plan. He says that they hope that his suggestions are taken into account. Now, the only problem with the bid to end the AP7 toll is that the national government, no, that's changed, so this may change as well, granted a 50-year concession in 1998 to the company Orsur to operate the AP7, which means that they now have the legal right to charge tolls on the motorway until 2048. So to be able to actually end those tolls, will they be, will Orsur ask for some compensation because they can't run it? Well, we'll wait and see on that one. As I say, until 2048, they've got the legal right, Orsur, to actually charge people on the toll. So removing it could be quite astronomical because, as I said, Orsur would definitely turn around and say, well, we want compensation because we now can't get any money until for the rest of the period that we've got a contract for. So let's wait and see on that one. I don't think it will go, not within at least maybe the next year, next 2 or 3 years. Well, yeah, could do. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Hopefully it will do, but you never know. Well, that's it then for this week. Not too much news this week, really. It's pretty light on the news side, but we'll see what happens over the next few weeks, especially with Corvera Airport. Let's wait and see on that one, and let's hope the rubbish also gets sorted out as well. Thank you again for listening, and I'll speak to you again next week, as long as there's some news for me to give out to you. So thanks again for listening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.